Hey guys, so you might see the book and already know where this is going. The 50 states and how they got their names. So I'm just going to speed run. I'm actually not going to do that. I'm going to just say facts about the 50 states. So, and if I can't think of anything, I will tell you how they got their name. So, Alabama, first alphabetically. So basically, it became our 22nd state. That doesn't matter. That's the only time I'm doing that. Um, so basically, um, hold up. Let's see. Oh, so basically, the Alabama River got its name from the tribe. The state got its name from the river, and yeah, and the tribe I'm speaking of is the Alabama or the Alabamu, something like that. Wow, the first 1 minute was just straight up Alabama. Alaska, biggest state in the United States. Stewart's Folly, basically, he paid $7,200,000 in gold for this land, but there was oil and gold in Alaska, so I mean, Stewart seems pretty smart now. Arizona is basically where the Grand Canyon is. Y'all know that, but that's boring. Arizona actually came from. Uh, let's see. It came from a small spring. Wait, what? I don't get this. I'm just reading this. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. The Grand Canyon. What else is there in Arizona? I don't know. Arkansas. There is actually a law. You have to pronounce it Arkansas or Arkansas. You pronounce it Arkansas like legally, like in documents and stuff. It's spelled Arkansas. Um, but I don't think you're. Maybe if you're in Arkansas, you'll get arrested. But like if you say it literally in the part of the world, like anywhere else in the world, it doesn't even matter. You could, as long as it's not Arkansas. California with their girls, you know about that already. So basically, how California became a thing is back in the time where we still had slavery. We had this thing called the Mason-Dixon line, and everything that was free would stay above it, and all the slave states would be below it. Now, California obviously isn't split in half. That's why most of the eastern states like sort of follow a line. You can tell like from Missouri, like there's a line. Obviously, California does not fit that because it's like this, if that makes sense. It's because a big gold thing happened. And by the way, if you were curious, California voted to be a free state. And obviously, a little bit while after that, we decided like slavery is not a good thing. Um, how did I get to talking about the Civil War from California? You see, this is where the ADHD kicks in. Colorado. Let's see. Colorado comes from a reddish color in Spanish, apparently. It's also very famous for having high peaks. And the Colorado River, I guess. Connecticut is known for inventing the first submarine, apparently the first hamburger, and the Connecticut Science Museum. I remember going there when I was a kid. It was real fun. Or the Science Center, I don't know. It was real fun. And Delaware, the smallest state in the Union, second smallest, but the first state. So like whatever, Joe Biden was born there. That's all. What else can I say? Florida, basically the retirement home of the United States, sort of. And also like, except if you're old, you don't want to be there. So that's why we have space programs. We have cruise ships leaving all the time. We have plenty of highways to get out of there. Like, it's very hot and humid. Um, It's also like the name of like a music artist, right? Florida, Florida, right? I don't know. Georgia is Georgia. I meant Georgia. It's where the peaches come. It's also named after King George II. Um, and it's known for peanuts and peaches. Hawaii, it's known for being tropical, basically the Caribbean of the Pacific, if that makes sense. It's also like okay, Idaho, potato capital of the United States, maybe even possibly the world. I don't know. If you're watching from outside the United States and you have a bag of potatoes, tell me if they were made in Idaho. My money is they were. Probably. Um, Illinois. It's Illinois, not Illinois. It's Illinois. It's known for Chicago, which is known for Kanye. But it's also known for where Lincoln practiced law. Um, Indiana, known for the Hoosiers and the Indy 500, and that's about it. Iowa, known for being important every 4 years, for like the primaries or the caucus, I forget which one. And apparently it's French. You can tell because the flag of Iowa looks very much like the flag of France, but with an eagle on it. Kansas, it's the most flat state of the Union, or was it Florida? It was one of those two. It's also where Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz lives. I've not seen Wicked, and I don't plan to right now. Kentucky is known for its fried chicken, bluegrass, and Fort Knox. If you watch the Penguins in Madagascar movie, that's where they go in like the first couple minutes. Okay. Ooh, this is gonna be a long video. Louisiana. It's known for gumbo and being French, and also Jefferson bought it, by the way. Thomas Jefferson. He bought the Louisiana Purchase, but it just became a small little state that was like this big. Like if the land was like this big, Louisiana would be like that big, if that makes sense. Maine is the only state in the union that is one syllable long. You can like listen to me like watch this video over again. It's true. It's also the most. It's not the most eastern state because there's parts of Alaska that cross the international date line, but it's the most eastern continental part. I'm pretty sure it was that in Florida. Anyways, it's basically known for being so Massachusetts and Maine, kind of broke up a while ago. I know we're very sad about it. Anyways, who cares? Maryland was actually named after, guess who? Queen Mary. Wow, that's so original. And it's also known for Chesapeake and the old line and free, I don't know. Massachusetts, home of basketball and volleyball. And this guy. It's also home of the first Thanksgiving. And basically a whole lot of history. Like, obviously, as you go further west in Massachusetts, like, there's less history, but there still is history. Just not as much. Michigan. It's famous for where Eminem grew up, and Henry Ford, and Detroit, and Flint's really, really bad water. Minnesota. It is the land of 10,000 lakes. Well, it has 11,842 lakes. And yeah, it's Minnesota. Yeah. Mississippi is famous for having a really cool name to spell. MISSI. Mississippi, Mississippi. It's also known for that one song, Mississippi Queen, if you know what I mean. That song. It was in that one episode of regular show. So remember. Wait, I don't know if it was this video. I don't know if it was this video or a deleted video, but I was talking about the Mason-Dixon line. The only really exception to that rule is our next state, Missouri, which is also known for having the half a McDonald's arch. A really big one though, and it's great. The gateway, the arch thing, yeah. Montana is famous for being, well, it kind of looks like Joe Biden, like that part, like Joe Biden, and then big square. That's basically what it looks like. It could have been called Jefferson, probably, according to the Democrats. Anyways, Nebraska, the state. It's famous for corn, but most of the Midwest is. It's also famous for having its capital is Lincoln. New Hampshire, the other important state every 4 years, because that's where the caucuses / primaries are held. Again, I do not remember. That's also the Old Hampshire is from England. So this is the news states, like New Hampshire, so-and-so. Oh, I skipped Nevada. Hold up, let's rewind and go to Nevada real quick. It's famous for Las Vegas and nukes. Also, New Mexico is also famous for nukes, but Nevada is first alphabetically, so. New Jersey is famous for Bon Jovi and the Jersey. Hold up. The Isle of Jersey. Cool. New Mexico. Geez, what Mexico could it possibly be? I'll give you a hint. It's actually the one that's south of the United States. Crazy, right? Like, I thought it was going to be the Mexico east of the United States. I'm being sarcastic, obviously. I like to have fun here. Mexico is... I think there's this thing that New Mexico is actually older than old Mexico. I don't know. New York. New York. It's the Frank Sinatra. Duke of York. That's how it got its name. It's also famous for New York City. And Buffalo. I actually posted a video where I said Buffalo 8 times, and that is a real sentence. North Carolina, the reason it's North is because North and South Carolina also broke up. Yes, we are very sad about it. It's basically named after Charles, the Latin name of Carolus, which is Latin for Charles, I guess. Basically, different king, but same, another Charles king. It's basically like, keeps on going and going and going. Like, it was named after a King Charles. Charles VI, Charles I, Charles II, King Charles. North Dakota is also broke up from South Dakota. Yes, we are very sad about it. Heartbreak all around. I know, it keeps on getting crazier and crazier with these. But it is famous for the Badlands, not the biome in Minecraft. Basically, if you know about South Dakota, imagine that. Take away Mount Rushmore. You got North Dakota. Alright, Ohio. It's famous for being a meme state. Its capital is Columbus, and apparently the first hot dog was invented there. Um, Oklahoma is apparently like a musical, and it's famous for the Trail of Tears, where a bunch of Indians or Native Americans, I don't know which one's the PC term, so I'll use them flippy floppy. Actually, I won't use them at all. Just basically, it's where they were forced to go. And it's very sad, and that's why it's called the Trail of Tears, because lots of them died. Who kind of a sad note. Anyways, moving on to Oregon. It's famous for hold up. So basically, it's the Beaver State. Oh, and I'm pretty sure it's the last blockbuster in the world is either in Oregon or Alaska. Pennsylvania was actually named after William Penn. Penn's Woods, Pennsylvania. It's also known as the Keystone State. It's also where the Declaration of Independence was signed and stuff. You know, the important documents that make America America. Rhode Island's famous for being small, and it actually got its name from the Greek island of Rhodes. Okay, I'm gonna change my position a little bit. South Carolina, again, broke up. Basically famous for Blackbeard and okay, yeah. Yeah, like what I said about North Carolina can basically South Dakota, it's famous for having 4 presidents carved, and also like that black horse, I'm pretty sure it's called. Crazy Horse. It's called Crazy Horse. Basically, yeah. Imagine what I said about North Dakota, but imagine North Dakota, but with Mount Rushmore and Crazy Horse. Yeah. And Tennessee is famous for that stupid pickup line. Hey, are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see. It's a stupid pickup line. Don't use it, fellas. But it's also famous for looking like a parallelogram, in my opinion. It's also famous for being one of the states that play bluegrass. I mean, Kentucky's famous for it, but here's what I like to imagine. Like, Kentucky is playing the bluegrass, and across the border, they're like, okay, we're gonna steal that. Don't judge me. Anyways, Texas is famous for being big, and it's also famous for being its own country before we took it. We, as in the United States, and it's also famous for being the most country. Utah is famous for being home to lots of the Church of the Latter-day Saints members, or Mormons, and it's also famous for bees. So, yeah. Oh, and it also changed its flag recently, and I think the redesign is better, just like with Minnesota. Vermont, it means Green Mountain. If you know, like, this much French, you can figure it out. Ver, as in, or even Spanish, like, verde, vern, Vermont. You see? See how we got there? Yeah. Virginia. Ooh. It's famous for being near the capital, and it's also named after Queen Elizabeth. Because unlike it's like that one song by Madonna, like a word that's probably gonna get, I don't know. Is the word virgin okay to say? I don't know. Like, I don't know this. Like for the money purposes. Like, well, I said it. It's basically known because like they were making fun of like Queen Elizabeth for being the first, not the second, the first, for being a virgin, and they were like, we're gonna call this Virginia now. Loser. And they were like, okay, whatever. Anyways, Washington is the only state named after a president, surprisingly. We were okay with that. Okay. And it's also famous for Seattle, which is famous for that one band, Nirvana, obviously. West Virginia broke up from Virginia. Yes, we're really sad about it. And it's also home to one of the best country songs of all time. Or country, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, down country roads. Okie dokie. We got Wisconsin, and it's famous for cheese and beer. But I'm too young to drink beer, so cheese. Wyoming is the same shape as Colorado, and it actually doesn't exist. Washington, D.C., the Washington part obviously comes from our first president, and D.C. comes from District of Columbia. And that is all 50 states plus our capital explained. Washington, D.C. is also where the president and all the fancy government stuff is, like mostly. Alright, bye. See y'all in the next one.